Be all that you can be. As you can see, currently wearing a uniform, currently being all that I can be. During this presentation, I will explain to you a couple of reasons why I joined the military. First, I wanted to make my mother proud. Next, I did not want to be a further burden on my mother, who's already who's giving her best effort to make ends meet. Then third, I wanted to step outside my comfort zone and experience new things that I never experienced before or seen before. Much of this information today will be coming from my memory, of course, but on a serious note, it will be based off my life experiences prior to joining the military. To begin, I wanted to make my mother proud, of course. Growing up and being the only male figure in my household, I took on more responsibilities that was expected of me. I always gave my best effort in school, and I always aimed to score high on every assignment I had because I enjoyed the smile when my mother seen my report cards that I received from school. My mother's love was important to me, and I did not want to make her duties more difficult than they already were. Next, I did not want to be a burden on my mother. Although I was in my freshman year of college, I still lived with my mother. I had a part-time job with low-paying wages, and I did not own a car. So, of course, I was attempting to be independent and not be expensive to my mother, but her being her, providing for her child or children, me and my sister, was only right. Being 19, I felt the timing was right. I needed to take on more mature responsibilities that could assist my mother's financial needs. Lastly, I decided to step outside of my comfort zone and experience new things that I never experienced before. I was walking in the mall one day, and an Army recruiter that I used to see on a daily basis at my college, he walked up to me and presented me with some material that was more productive than my lifestyle that I was living at that moment. So I gained interest immediately. The job slash lifestyle is what we call it today, or what we call it in the military. It's not a job, it's a lifestyle. But that lifestyle that he presented to me didn't make sense at first. So of course I was hesitant in the beginning. But I thought about my family's needs, which made me even more eager to provide. The process of me joining the military happened in less than a month. And reality really didn't kick in until that day when I was on this white bus. We went to South Carolina. The drill sergeant was standing in my face, yelling, basically giving me a great welcome into the military. I can't go into depth in that. It was made way more explicit than that, but pretty sure you can get a understanding based off what I just told you. So, in conclusion, I wanted to make my mother proud. I did not want to be a further burden on her. Then, I wanted to step outside of my comfort zone and experience new things that I never experienced before. Were reasons for me joining the military. And finally, I think that I made a wise decision now that I look back on my life 13 years later. Oh, and I've never been arrested. I'm a couple classes away from completing my degree. I have supported my mother mentally and physically and financially. Now I have a lovely family of my own to provide for. So remember this. Please remember this. Change does not occur on its own. You have to put forth effort and make progression.